Howdy folks, how you doing today? My name is Lucca. I'm going to be walking you through a Galbijjim recipe, a Korean braised short rib. This is one of hopefully many recipes that we will have with the PCC Courier. So stay tuned, let's see what we got for you. So to start things off, as you can see, I'm cutting 3 to 4 shiitake mushrooms up. They are dried. I would recommend, as I found out, soak the mushrooms before you cut them. It makes it a little bit easier. You're going to take a carrot, you're going to cut up 1 large carrot into about 1/4 to 1/2 inch pieces, and you're ultimately going to want to make sure that you have a bowl separated for your veggies. This is going to be some daikon radish that I used, cut up into cubes, added in with the carrots and the shiitake mushrooms once they've been soaked. Once we've taken care of that, as you'll see, we are cutting up some scallions. There are green and white parts. The green parts go with the veggies. The white parts are going to be added to the stock when you start cooking everything. So there we go. Got all our veggies together, ready and prepped. Next up, we got a full onion. Medium or large works. Asian pear up in the corner. Now these onions are going to be separated into 2 things. 1/2 is going to go in the stock. 1/2 is going to go in the braising liquid. What you see with this Asian pear, I am going to cut out the middle part because we don't want to get the seeds in our braising liquid. Set those off to the side. Now this is going to be the onion that we use for the stock. You want to cut it into thin strips, separate it from everything else. Take some ginger. I would recommend peeling it. I did not, but you can throw it all in there with the onions. And you're going to throw that in with the white part of the scallion, as you'll see momentarily. And you're going to boil 5 cups on high for the stock. Now, before you start anything with the recipe, what you'll see here is I do let the short ribs soak for about 30 minutes prior to this recipe. You're going to add the short ribs to the stock, let it cook. It's going to get very flavorful. I'm touching raw meat, so we definitely want to make sure to wash our hands. We're going to let that sit, and while that is sitting, we're going to start working on the braising liquid. So you're going to take another part of ginger, you're going to peel it, you're going to grate it into a bowl with some of the Asian pear, as well as the other half of the onion. There we go. I'm going to grate that. And next up, we're going to add some soy sauce. We're going to add some sugar. We're going to add some pepper. I eyeballed this. Some rice vinegar as well, garlic, and some honey. Give it a little sweetness on top of the sugar. We're going to mix that all up, all while the stock is sitting and boiling with the short ribs in there. There it is. And we're going to scoop off the foam here of the stock, and shortly thereafter remove the meat from the bowl. Now what you'll see in just a moment is we do end up draining the stock, or straining it, making sure all the veggies and garlic and stuff is out of there, but you do want to hold on to it and set it in the freezer, as you'll see here. What that's going to do is it's going to cause the fat to solidify on top. You're going to scoop that out and toss it in the trash. You'll see momentarily. Oh, that looks so good already. So we're going to put that back in the pot that we were making the stock in for the braising liquid on top. Mix it all up, make sure everything is evenly coated. There I am, scooping off the fat from the stock that we made, and you're going to use 2.5 cups of this in with the braising liquid and the short ribs to make the sauce. There we go. Now we're going to add all our veggies. Wasn't sure all of them were going to fit in this bowl, but it ended up working out, or this pot, but it ended up working out just fine. Mix it all together, throw a lid on top, and we're going to let it sit for about 30 minutes. Now while we're letting that sit, we're going to get going with the optional garnishes. You don't have to do this. I did it. We got some dates there, we got some pine nuts, and you'll see some chestnuts getting cut up. Although it is considered a garnish, you do end up mixing it with the short ribs and the braising liquid, as you will see here. Get it all in there. Once again, mix it up, make sure everything is even. And we're going to let it sit for, I believe, 10 or 20 more minutes with the lid off. Let it cook through. And you can do this to make the meat more tender, sauce more or less, and there's the finished product. It was really, really delicious. I definitely recommend trying this recipe. It took a little while, but it was well worth the time. Thanks so much.